Submission was never weakness. Submission, somewhere along the way, that word became poison, a symbol of weakness, of silence, of oppression, but that was never its true meaning. Submission was never about a woman becoming smaller so a man could feel bigger. That isn't love. That's insecurity wearing a crown. And I know this personally. Hello, I'm Dr. K. Paul Stoller, and I was once married to someone who believed she needed to compete with me. Notice the operative word, once. Modern culture taught women that softness is surrender, that cooperation is weakness, that if a woman is not dominating the room, she's somehow losing. So many relationships became competitions instead of sanctuaries. Everything became a power struggle. Who wins? Who controls? Who submits? But healthy relationships were never supposed to function like rival governments. This is just how things were in the age of the solar plexus, the Kali Yuga. But that age has finally ended, and we are now in the age of the heart. A weak woman has no voice, but a wise woman knows exactly when to use it. And wise women are becoming rare, because influence and control are not the same thing. Control uses pressure. Influence changes atmosphere. One creates resistance, the other creates transformation. Real feminine power was never loud. It was precise. A woman who truly understands her effect on a man can shape the emotional climate of his entire life. She can become his peace or his permanent unrest, because even disciplined men are affected by the environment around them. The woman he trusts becomes the emotional architecture of his world. She can feed clarity or confusion, discipline or chaos. And the strange thing is, women have always possessed this power, but social media taught many of them to confuse volume with strength. A woman who knows how to reach a man without humiliating him is infinitely more powerful than one who turns every disagreement into a courtroom trial. One fights for authority. The other fights for direction. And direction changes lives. Most people completely misunderstand men. Pressure rarely changes a man. Respect does. A man deeply respected by a woman he values will often become more disciplined, more thoughtful, more protective, more responsible. Not because he was forced, because respect awakens responsibility. A respected man naturally wants to rise, and contrary to modern mythology, softness is not weakness. Softness in the right woman requires emotional intelligence, timing, restraint, self-control, the ability to calm a storm without becoming one. That is not weakness. That is mastery. Now let me be blunt. Most men are imperfect, some are foolish, some are emotionally underdeveloped. But a wise woman understands something critical. She does not need to become his rival to influence him. She understands that men tune out noise, but they rarely ignore peace. A man may resist criticism, but he is deeply affected by the emotional safety of the woman beside him. And that safety changes him from the inside out, not instantly, not magically, but steadily, quietly, powerfully. A healthy relationship is not two people fighting for the same role. It is two forces strengthening each other without collapsing into competition. A woman does not lose herself by moving with her man instead of against him. She loses herself when she abandons her standards, her dignity, her mind, her voice. Submission was never about silence. It was about understanding influence. The deepest influence rarely needs to announce itself. It shapes atmosphere, tone, peace, momentum. Weakness is not cooperation. Weakness is needing constant control. Just to feel significant, a loud woman can challenge a man. A wise woman can transform him. And the deepest power in any relationship is the kind that never needs to scream to prove it exists. Submission was never weakness. It was misunderstood power. Share and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.